Welcome to my raw hunt for 2022. On this hunt, I jumped back into the Remutaka Ranges to find my stag.
Hello, it's the 3rd of April. I'm currently walking right down on the coast of the Wairarapa. It's a little bit unfortunate. I wasn't meant to be doing this walk. I'll show you my truck. My truck's all the way down there. Must have had a lot of rain here because there was a stream that we usually sort of hop across. It's kind of nasty on the side of the cliff. It's just totally chock full of rocks. There's no way it's going to get the truck through there. So I saw it quiet on the beach, but I couldn't stop him. I was hoping he'd give me a ride. Anyway, that's going to add about 7 k's of flat walking onto my trip. But my thinking is this, that hopefully everyone else came here and went, oh man, that's not good, I'll go somewhere else. Hopefully. We'll find out. There's no footprints, so it's a good start. That was my thinking. Hopefully everyone else gave up. Another Remutaka tops hunt. I've now got a long way to the tops. It's extra long because I just had COVID as well. So I don't know how it's going to go. The pack is 20.8 kilos for 3.5 days with 2 kilos of water in that as well. We'll just see. We'll see how this whole COVID thing, how the whole thing goes. There's no way I'm going to make it up to the top in an hour and a half. So tomorrow morning it'll be when I'll be in the hunting area, because yeah, I gotta go a long way around the coast. Here it is. It's just beautiful. The sea's ripping today. The sea is ripping. The sea is cranking today. A bunch of surfers out here. I think they're nuts. The more nutty part is I met a couple of them in a full drive coming back, and I got like 3 beers lined up in their lap to drink on the way home. I'm like, what are you guys doing? So the Wairarapa, you guys are bogans. Just spotted a couple of pigs. About 50 or 60 metres away. See? Alright boys. Should I shoot one? Nah. It was a meat hunt, yes, but I'm going to be up here for a couple of days, so if I leave a pig down here all boned out, it just won't last for that long. Not Porky, not Mr. Porky. So I'll see them on the way back. Oh no, I won't be coming through on the way back, but they're just little guys, 50, 60 pounders. I've actually come up the wrong river, so it's that one way over there. Cool to see though, seen some animals already, so Yeah. Right, I better get into my area. It's getting dark. Just having some dinner and a cup of tea. What's for dinner? I'll show you. Got a bit of sweet and sour lamb. That's actually really good. Cup of tea. There you go. Got stuff my hammock. Haven't set out the bag yet, but that's okay. But yeah, it's good. Managed to climb up to about 250 metres above sea level. So tomorrow I've got to go pack up, shoot up to the top. But I run out of trees, and with a hammock, I thought I'd better stop here. Otherwise I'll be coming back down, because I've had that before. So yeah, I'll have some dinner, and I think it's about 7:15. And nice. You can hear the river over there and the sea rumbling on the rocks. It's really cool. Yeah, so I will see you in the morning. Hopefully we get something more. It'd be lovely, but we've got to climb up another probably kilometre, and then we'll be in the area. So it'll be good. Oh yeah. I don't know if he's coming closer. Maybe he's come up the hill so I can hear him better. That's awesome. He sounds about half the distance, so I better get ready. Hopefully he pops out in the open. Of course they don't, they never do. Sweet. That stag came into 200 or 300 yards, and then he just went totally quiet. He gave out one sort of barky thing. So I don't know if he smelled me. I don't think so, because he was on the other side of the gully. But the wind is pretty bad, pretty swirly, so he took off. So I roared at him for quite a while, but nothing. So I'm thinking he's no good. So I'm in and I've come up a little bit. I reckon there's a bit of sign around here. Looks like quite a young stag just moving around in here. There's a bit of tussock over there, so I'll have a look. But probably not the guy that we're gonna be after, so we're actually gonna head out of this basin, go up to the tops, try and hunt the north facing side, which could be very windy. It will be very windy.
So I leave this basin and head north to the next basin. From here you can see Wellington City. I drop down on the north side and start doing some glassing.
I just spotted a deer below me. I don't know how I saw it. It was just get in on it. It was, mate, right in between a couple of these trees. I think the bum looked like a hind. That's all I saw. Just right in, whoopsies. Right in through there somewhere. What I'll do is I'll probably move. I don't really like where I am. Probably move just over there and I'll be able to see. Definitely a deer. Just, I've been sitting here roaring and it just walked across. But it's about 300 yards away.
After roaring at that hind for some time, no stag appeared and no stag was heard, so I moved on.
Just had a quick look at the weather. It's not very good. Tonight the northerlies are meant to pick up to like gale, and it's meant to rain all day tomorrow. So this will be completely clagged in. And the next day, so it's a bit of a shame. Quite a shame. So I'm probably going to drop. The weather was not meant to do that. Well, the weather was always going to do that. It's not what was on the model, which is a shame, but that's okay. So I'm probably going to drop down tonight. Drop down and probably actually just go home tomorrow. But drop down lower this evening and glass across with the northerlies picking up, though it's like making those long shots. This could be get a bit tricky. Camp, there's some beech trees with a cliff. Some beech like flato, then boom. That'd be sheltered a bit from the north, so I'll swing the hammock in there tonight. I'm not going to swing it up to the top here, there's no point. I'll be clagged in the morning. And then I'll be able to basically, not quite glass from a hammock, but I'll be 20 or 30 metres from a hammock glassing till last light, which is in still 4 hours away. So my original plan was to, if the weather didn't clag in, I was going to go along the top here as well, go up to the very top there and then drop down into that basin. But I think right now I'll just stay on this ridge here, and yeah, it's going to be a noisy night in the wind. I do want to glass this till the end of the day though, so there's a bit of rain coming tonight, so I'll set up the tarp and then in the morning probably come out, see what it looks like, if it's alright, and if I can't glass it then I'll just drop down. There's usually a few deer here kind of thing as well, so I might hunt those on my way out home. Man, I just spotted a monster back. He's probably 800 yards away. He's sticking out like a sore thumb. He's so big, he's tempting to just go for him. Can you see that in the centre of the screen? He's a stonker. What a recovery that would be. Oh, makes me tired just thinking about it. Just spotted 3 deer. I've been looking out way out to a kilometre, and there's actually a spiker and 2 hinds. They're probably 100 yards away, just over here, but it's too sunny that I can't actually film them, so I'll just totally leave them alone. Hopefully there's a better animal around than that, so I'm not shooting a spiker. So I'll show them. Probably another, oh, that sun. So another 15 15 minutes and the sun will be down. Get a video of them, and I might do some roaring. I'll see if I can pull a stag out of the bush or something. That'd be really great. Pretty cool indeed. There's another one in here somewhere. So it's just a spiker, so I'm going to give it a few roars. I'm just going to get the roaring horn.
I roared at these 3 deer, blew in the face, and no stag came out. So I just left them alone and set up my camp. Camp. If you want to camp anywhere on any terrain, as long as you have trees, switch to a hammock system. In this tech tip of the trip, I'm going to share a little bit about my hammock system that I prefer to use and why it's changed everything for how I sleep in the bush.
Degrees on the older home. So another tech tip I've got is I used to have cold air coming through where the hammock comes. What I actually did is got an old puffer jacket and just cut the sleeve off it. So this is just a puffer jacket sleeve, and I put that around here when I tighten the thing up, and it doesn't leak air at all. It's really, really good. That's really handy because there's nothing kind of worse than cold air just constantly blowing in. So last night I was actually too warm in my hammock, so I've got about I think it's a minus 6 degrees sleeping bag in here, and it's an Outdoor Vitals out of the US, and it's great. It's really great actually. It's pretty much the only thing that's worked on my sleeping bag system, and that the way I like it is it's big enough that I can actually lie slightly sideways in the hammock, which makes a massive difference for comfort. So I actually have my feet actually flop off the edge of the hammock, and it just means that when if it got really cold, like if it got down to 0 degrees, I probably wouldn't be able to do that, just because I'd need to have as much warmth, because basically once you kick your feet out sideways here, your head actually comes out sideways. Now the cool thing about that is you actually lay very flat, so you don't get, otherwise you get numb. You get numb heels, which is a sign that your feet are too high. Your feet want to be elevated a little bit, but if you're starting to get numb heels, then you're too high. So I like to have my head right up in here, because then the pod comes right round here, and it's just my face that's exposed there, and I can wear a balaclava or so yeah, I was very, very comfortable last night. So there you go. If you're a hammock camper, I seriously suggest becoming one, because if you look at the terrain that I can actually set up a campsite in, I don't spend any time looking for a campsite. I don't have to walk to a certain spot. I can just set up. I'll show you. Campsite. So there's a bit of a rock up in here. There's an open glassing face up there, like literally about 5 meters up there. I've got my campsite. I don't need flat ground because I just sit. I double this up as a seat, so I can just sit in there, read a book, and then all I do is actually push. See, I'm right above where I want to glass from, which is great because it means I don't have to walk back to camp or any of that. Right, I'm going to go and have some breakfast. As you can see, it's pretty much, it's starting to clag in now. Alright guys, it's my trip come to an end. Now out at the bottom of the river. The vehicle should have been right here, but it's not. It's 4 or 5 k's around the coast. So one thing I've learned on this hunting trip is check the dock website, or just give Doc a call, make sure there's no no dramas on the tracks and things like that. That's my takeaway from this hunt. Chose not to shoot anything on this one because I was very specifically after a stag of a certain size and maturity, so didn't find it, but that's okay.
On Good Friday of Easter, I returned back into the same area. I just wanted to see that stag that I heard. I just had to get a visual on him, so I did an early morning hunt back into the same area, and the outcome was quite different.
Alright, we're back in the Orongorongas. Just come through and for a morning hunt actually, and I've just been travelling for about 3 hours from home. Got my stag roaring again in the same area, and I pulled something through this beautiful area of bush, but I just saw it on the skyline walking here, but I didn't see what it was. I think it was a hind feeding here. So hopefully she's run back to the stag, and that's made him quite angry. But he's roaring, so I'm going to just get into it, and we'll see if we can get a good look at him today. His antlers. Just saw his antlers. Unfortunately, he had nothing on the top. And he's hoarse. He's coming. He's about 200 yards away. But he's lost his voice. There you go. You can just see his antlers in the centre of the screen. Oh no. There. You just see them? There he is. He's coming. He's been making lots and lots of noises. I hope he's not. I think he's about a 6-pointer. We'll bring him in for a bit of action. Possibly he's going to probably try and come in under behind me because I'm on this right side of the wind. But I thought he was ages away, but he's just lost his voice. He sounds really sick. Sounds like a car running on 2 cylinders. Right, we'll go down and find some open bush and see if we can bring him in a bit further.
And then it all happened way too fast for me to film it.
Well, there he is. I looked at him through the trees. He came in actually really quick. Looked him through the trees and thought he could be an 8. So I shot. He's lying right there. So he's about 15 metres away. I see 2 on the top over there. Right, I'm really keen to have a look at him. He wasn't as terrible as I thought, so I thought I'm going to get my order right. I'm not going to film him while he comes in, then it's like, oh no, he's actually pretty good. I'm going to have my rifle up and film next. Okay. Yeah, I thought so. Right, stoked. I'm actually really happy. Check him out. Now, don't you get up, but alright. He's young. He's very young. Yeah. It's good. What a beautiful area to shoot him. It's got a little split at the top. So, oh yeah, I'm pretty happy for a Remutaka stag. I'm pretty happy. I just wonder where his dad is. Don't you run off on me now, bud. Okay. He's probably 4. Yeah, probably 4. Oh, don't kick me, dude. Awesome. Yes, little 9. So I watched him come through. It's quite hard because he was totally hoarse, but he had a hind in here that barked at me in here, and so I actually found her prints. I'm pretty sure it was a hind. Sounded like a hind bark. And then he came he came through here. You can't see. He came through here. And I heard him coming, obviously. I was down in here. So I just had a good look at him through there, and I was like, I saw two on the top. So I was like, yeah. Actually, he's got two on the other top as well. So he could have been I thought he might be an 8 or a 10. But he's a 9, so. It's really good. All right. That's what I'm actually doing now. It's just in front of me here. There's a real nice cliff. You can see, look at this beautiful grass. Check it out. It's just stunning. So you can see why they like it here. It's fairly flat. Really grassy. So what I've done is I've actually left them. Being is I'm learning this area. That's it. Still learning it. And I want to gather as much knowledge of the area as I possibly can. Access is real tough. So what I've done is I've actually let out a few roars. You can get away with quite a lot just after one gunshot. You can, some of the deer come out in the open to see what's going on. So if you roar straight after you shoot, they can be a bit like, oh man, sounded like quite the fight. So I'm going to go out into the open here and just do some glassing and see if I can pick anything up, and I'll mark it on my map. See, told you. There's a couple of deer standing right there. Looks like he's quite solid. Hey, oh no, shot the wrong stag.
As I was watching that small 6-pointer across the valley, I got another roar about 100 yards on the same game trail above me. Another stag had actually snuck into my roaring after I'd shot the stag. So while I was cutting up my stag, another stag came into 15 yards again and scared the wits out of me. I walked up to where the stag ran away from and glassed out once more to see if that stag across the basin was still there, and actually picked up a different stag again moving across. Another little 6-pointer. He moved off because 100 yards to his left was another master stag who had pushed him out.
Looks to be quite a narrow young 8. He's got another stag, probably 100 yards to the right of him. Pretty exposed here, but I'm probably about 500 yards away, so it should be okay. He's stupid enough not to see me anymore. Where is he? Where is he? Oh no, no. Oh, he's there. There he is. It's beautiful to see them. I'm on 20 times zoom, so she's pretty blurry. Shake his head, looking angry. Oh dear. I'll get the 16 power Bushnell Elite on him again and see if I can figure a little bit more out. Yeah, he's an 8-pointer. He's very young, but he's big in the body, so he's a good one to leave, because next year he could be a nice 10. Well, I say nice for the Remutakas. They're all sort of short and narrow. So that's... he's just standing on top of a rock. He's just young and stupid, eh? Just asking to get shot like that. But hey, really cool. Really, really enjoyed that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. He's standing right on top of a rock, just roaring. That's 4 stags in a morning hunt. That is quite 1, 2, 3, 4, yep, 4 stags. That's quite amazing. I feel very blessed. I've got a goat just chilling out. All brown, in here? Yeah. They all look like deer in here. It's just chilling out, doing its own thing. Yeah, I'll show you big show off over there. Really cool to see.
And so ends the Raw 2022 for me. What a fantastic few days in the bush, and what a great result.